The coolest dude in Wuthering Waves has arrived with 2.7 updates. And I'm talking about Qiuyuan, of course, because there's rumors that he will appear in Qiuyuan's story. But of course, there's also Qiuyuan. And he's the character that I want to talk about here the most in this video. Because the popularity of his banner might actually decide the future of male characters in Wuthering Waves. And for the people that actually want more males, there's some good news. But before we get into this, let's talk about the next update. With 2.7, we actually get 2 characters, so a lot of players have to do a decision here of who they want to get, unless you actually get both. Both look amazing design-wise, and once again, Kuro Games has shown off how insane the battle animations can look in a gacha game. With Galbrena, her animations look like a mix of Bayonetta and Devil May Cry Dante, with stylish pistols and a crazy combination of range and melee attacks. I especially love one of her idols, where she needs to eat ice cream to cool off her body, and you can literally see the vaporization happening in her body. I think that's such a cool little detail, because this pretty much indicates that Galbrena has some downsides when she actually uses her powers, since she needs to cool off again. But I'm very excited to find out in the 2.7 story how she actually works. And talking about work, let's talk about Qiuyuan. I know this transition doesn't make sense, but let's talk about him. I don't know if you agree, but I feel like Qiuyuan did steal the show from Galbrena. All I've been wanting from this game was a samurai-like dude, and now we finally get one. I know, he's not a samurai, but I just like to call him that because he kind of resembles it, I guess. Actually, I did do some research, and yes, Qiuyuan's animations and martial arts or kung fu style is actually called Zui Quan, that goes back into traditions of Chinese kung fu. That this is very much inspired of drunken boxing. So for everybody who did grow up with Jackie Chan movies and Drunken Master, this is a dream come true. Especially for me. Like, goddamn, I watched too many Jackie Chan movies. This kung fu style is inspired of drunken behavior to mislead your opponent and trick them into dropping their guard. That's pretty much what drunken boxing is. Or I just call it aura farming, because these are somewhat of the coolest animations we have seen in the game so far. Especially his animations when he starts leaning back and summoning a bamboo just simply screams Chinese old school movies. And the craziest thing of all is that the developers also told us that Qiuyuan is blind, so he's using his forte, that's also called mind sight, to actually see with his abilities. So we got a sword master here that's blind and is using drunken boxing with a sword. I think it cannot get cooler than that. And what I also really liked is that they added some visual effects during his animations onto your screen, leaning a bit more into his blindness, with some of the animations just creating a letterbox effect, making the screen a bit smaller, and it gives you like this movie kind of feel, adding somewhat of a wuxia art style to your surroundings. These are definitely one of the most impressive visual effects for a character in the game so far. So Qiuyuan is another addition to the characters that changes your surroundings. I've not noticed this with Galbrena, so I think that Qiuyuan might be even an advantage here when you look for a character that does something like that. And now that we've understood that Qiuyuan is one of the coolest dudes in this game, I want to talk about why he's so important. Because the community actually agrees, at least with my YouTube poll, Qiuyuan got more interest than Galbrena, which is crazy for a male character in a gacha game that is mostly played by dudes. And I'm actually quite happy to see this. This has been a hot topic since launch. Should there be more male characters or more waifu characters? Since now we have a really crazy ratio at this point. Since now we have 28 female characters and there's only 8 male characters. Qiuyuan is gonna be the number 9. I think that's a crazy ratio in a world where also men exist. Like, we're not playing Nike or we're not playing Snowbreak, so I do think it's quite weird at this point that the ratio is that bad. I'm not gonna ask for like a 50-50 ratio. I think that would be kind of off for the player base, since I do know the majority prefers waifus. Let's be real. I just want to throw something into the room. Getting this many waifu or having such a bad ratio also means you're getting less cool dudes in the game. Like, I always wanted to have a character that maybe looks like Guts, has a massive sword, or other characters that just appeal to the peak male fantasy. Just saying. I mean, yo, can we get a Berserk collab, please? Anyways, at this point, I just feel a bit bored getting just too many waifus in this game. That's just my personal opinion, and you can disagree in the comments, of course. So if Qiuyuan does well, maybe Kuro Games will finally feel more confident in making more male characters. Interesting enough, Qiuyuan is already breaking records. He was actually the most liked drip marketing when they revealed the Septimont character cast. He even outperformed Chisa and Frolova. And also Qiuyuan had more likes than Galbrena when they both got drip marketed. And I'm also saying he might be the most important character release yet, since we did not really have a good indicator on how popular male characters can be in this game. Since looking back at the past male character releases, we can see GN was not that popular since most people wanted to get Yin Lin that was after him. With 1.2 we got another male character that was free, so another character that did not really have good indication for that. And while Brand's release was quite popular, he did not reach numbers like Qiuyuan did. So Qiuyuan could pull off numbers now that are game changing, that could literally change Wuthering Waves forever. I really don't want to talk numbers here, but I just look at Twitter and impressions and how many people talk about these characters, and Qiuyuan so far seems like one of the most popular characters, at least on Twitter. I mean, his drip marketing had even more likes than Zani's, which was the #1 drip marketing. Nonetheless, this pretty much showed that there's a huge interest in male characters. But enough of this, the overall update looks pretty epic. We're getting a showdown with every Resonator and Septimont character. They all come together to beat Scar or something like that. I imagine this quest is gonna be quite crazy. I'm definitely excited to see the outcome of all of these quests. Galbrena is cool and Qiuyuan looks amazing, and his success might even decide the future for male characters. What do you all think? Do we need more male characters in the game? Are you happy with the current ratio? Drop your opinions in the comments below, because I want to see where the community stands on this. Or join our Discord server to actually join in our conversation. I really do appreciate you all for watching. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.